Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now, Realme just launched their brand new entry-level smartphone that is actually from the C series lineup, and that's called the Realme C51. Now, this device comes with a couple of cool features, especially since it starts off at just RM549 ringgit. Now, Realme is actually trying to aim for a couple of things in this budget segment. That means that they're going for a large storage, fast charging, and of course a pretty nice design as well. So we'll go ahead and check out this device in a little bit more detail to find out what are you really getting for 549 ringgit. Let's begin the video right away. Now, first and foremost, I actually did a very quick unboxing of the Realme C51, and the good news here is that although it is a very affordable phone, it does come with everything that you would expect from the package itself. It comes with a charger, the cable, and even a casing together with the phone itself. So you're pretty much covered in terms of what's in the box. Now, moving on to the phone itself, let me just talk a bit about the design, because in terms of colors, there are two colorways. There's the mint green, which is what I'm having right here, and there's also a black. But I do find that this green version actually looks pretty nice. It's a very beautiful design, and again, for the price of under 550 ringgit, what you're getting here is sort of like a dual tone kind of look. Check this out, guys. The bottom section is actually a matte-ish material. That means that no fingerprints on the part where you'll be holding the phone the most. And at the top, it's sort of like a refractive kind of a design here that actually sort of reflects light whenever you twist it to a certain angle. So I think it's very cool to have this dual tone, a really detailed design, because again, like I said, you're going to be holding a phone like this most of the time, and this part is completely matte out, so no fingerprints, which is great. Other than that, you'll notice that we have here a very slim profile as well. It's only 7.99 millimeters. You do have your fingerprint scanner on the right, a couple of buttons, and at the bottom, you guys will be happy to know that the headphone jack is still there. One more thing that is actually very important here is in terms of the SIM card tray, because you guys always want to know what kind of tray and what kind of SIM does it fit. Well, basically, it will eat up 2 SIM cards and a dedicated micro SD card slot. Now, speaking about the micro SD card slot, we should touch a little bit on memory as well, because Realme is actually positioning the Realme C51 here as a device that actually provides entry-level, best-in-class kind of large storage. So what we're having here is actually 128 gigabytes of internal memory for just under 550 ringgit. And like I said, the memory card slot here actually supports up to 2 terabytes of micro SD. So if you want to expand it even further, you can always go to like Shopee and get yourself a micro SD card. I think the 512 GB ones these days are actually quite cheap. I'll put a link down below in case you want to find out about that. But yeah, good to see large storage on board, and in terms of RAM, you can get a 4+4 GB dynamic RAM on board to keep things running a bit more smoother, keep a bit more apps applications running in the background. And speaking of applications, these days apps are also very big, so it's always great to have a large storage for a phone of this price point. Alright, so moving on, in terms of the design, there's also something that is actually really cool here, and that is of course the cameras at the back. Now again, Realme is trying to position itself as being able to provide you one of the best cameras for the price point. And again, don't forget that this is a very affordable smartphone. What you're getting here is actually a 50 megapixel AI camera. There's a dual sensor on board, but I think the main one that you're going to be focusing on is that 50 megapixel one. You're able to see decent dynamic range. The colors turn out quite natural and true to life as well. I would say that for this particular phone here, the camera itself will definitely serve you well. And just in case you're wondering about the selfie camera at the front, yes, a lot of people actually ask me like, what's the selfie camera? We do have a 5 megapixel at the front, and that's basically for some quick selfies. Alright, so moving on to the next point here, another key area where Realme is focusing for their C51 is actually in terms of the fast charging. So what you're getting here is actually that 33 watt SUPERVOOC charging, which you might see on their more expensive phones. And of course, to charge up that 5000 mAh battery on board, it will only take, I think, like 28 minutes to get it to 50%. So again, 50% in less than half an hour. That's again quite quick for a device of this price point. So yeah, if you're looking for a second phone or a backup phone, maybe the C51 might be your choice. Alright, another cool feature that we have here is actually the fact that we do have here a pretty interesting display, because Realme has put in their Mini Capsule, which you might have seen in the Realme C53, together on board with the C51. That means that if you are going to be charging a device, you'll be able to see, like a very nice notch coming on at the top. Now, the Mini Capsule is not just there to show you when you are charging your device, it's also there to show you when your battery life is running low. It shows your data usage and of course the step tracking as well. So that's actually available on this particular display. Now, speaking about the display, we do get a fairly large 6.74 inch 90Hz display. Yes, 90Hz on a budget phone, that means that navigating throughout will be quite smooth. I think you will definitely appreciate the 90Hz here because, again, on a price point like this, you're actually getting a rather smooth experience on the realme C51. Now last but not least, before we go, there's also an ultra boom speaker on board. It's actually a single firing speaker, but it actually gets very, very loud. So again, I think you will definitely appreciate that on the realme C51. Now, if you want to find out the entire full detailed specifications, I'll put that down in the description box so you can find out more about that. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up our quick look at the realme C51 and what it has to offer. Again, if you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to drop a like and sub to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care and stay safe. Bye bye.